hard hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Better see with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Don't miss Fight Night. Every Tuesday night, Will Morgan and Josie Haney break down the hottest topics of the week across combat sports, including UFC, boxing, WWE, AEW, and more. Past episodes are available on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and each episode will air again Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss Fight Night. Tune in or tap out.
I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
immortal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, and welcome to the Sports Report Fight Night. I am your host, Josie. This is the man, the myth, the legend, if you will, baby, William H.D. Morgan.
Round one, fight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Report Fight Night podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and I am honored to have a very good friend of both of ours join in the show as the third host. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in my man, Stacks. What's up?
What's going on, everyone?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good to have you here, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm excited to talk some wrestling with you fine gentlemen.
All right.
I'm pumped. Let's get into it.
All right, let's go ahead and get started with everything, guys. And this is a question that I'll throw out there. What have you guys been watching wrestling-wise this week? Josie, we'll start with you.
You know me, I watch a lot of wrestling throughout the week. You know what? I watched this week's Impact. I did. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I don't remember a lot of it though. What'd you think of AEW this week, Stacks?
AEW was AEW was good as always. That was very interesting how they pulled that one out. What was your thoughts on that? I'm curious first.
Oh well, and I'm just thinking about it. We did get to talk about AEW last week because of it aired on a Tuesday.
Because of
yeah. So
right.
Let me change.
Yeah.
Rampage. Did you watch Rampage this week?
I did not. I typically tune in on the Wednesdays. I had it DVR'd and I did not get to it. So Rampage, I was not able to consume.
Again, I mean, AEW doesn't put on a bad show, and you know what Daily's Place means to AEW. Last show in Daily's Place this year, so they always going to put on a banger, and I mean, it was only a Rampage, so it was I enjoyed it. I would give it a solid 3.5 stars. Raw this week was pretty good.
It wasn't great. It was okay. Yeah.
I am liking Johnny Wrestling Whistleblower. I am liking Johnny Wrestling Whistleblower.
I kind of like that Cleveland connection. I kind of made that between him and the Miz. So that was
the Miz, yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun. And then did you see they had the sympathy card for his wife since she got attacked? So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they had his wife got attacked by Bailey and Damage Control, and then it was later, and then he was gonna go after his wife got attacked, and he goes, and then after he wrestled, and then he came backstage, and Miz was like, "Here, me and Maurice wrote this up for you," and then he opens it up, there's nothing in there. And so Johnny Wrestling was like, "Man, you couldn't put some money in there? You're rich, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, just give me an empty, sympathy card." So,
what's your thoughts on Gargano? Will, I'm going to throw this to you. What do you think of Johnny Wrestling?
All right. It's okay. Yeah, it's not a gimmick you haven't seen before, though.
That's fair.
Gargano himself,
himself. Now, if you just talk about him, he's hilarious.
I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about him.
If you're talking about him, he's
about
hilarious.
Johnny Wrestling,
that spot, you've seen that spot before.
He is Johnny Wrestling. Like, he might as well change his wrestling name to that.
Yeah, he is funny. I'll give you that.
He probably won't is because it would be compared to so much to Johnny, like Johnny Mundo.
Yeah.
Nitro.
But yeah, I agree with you, KW. For what he is funny. I ain't gonna say it in front. But that whole thing that you saw, that's old hat. But in terms of him, yeah, he's funny.
I think if you haven't seen it, go watch some of the clips. Like it was they did it well. And you know Miz can make anything great.
Miz make anything turn to gold.
Anything great. And Gargano kind of has that same kind of charisma. Like he has that same je ne sais quoi, if you will. And he's very talented in the ring, very talented on the mic. What?
Yeah.
And we've talked about the way, and we've also talked about his feud with Tommaso.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is some of the best stuff NXT Triple H era ever put out. Ever put out. Like, those 3 grudge matches between those 2 men were amazing. Mm-hmm. And Stacks, we've said it on this show before. At some point, you have to give us that on the main event. Like, at some point, like, it's
definitely. I think it'll get to that point too, Josie. I think they'll work that in there. You almost can't not do it. So, absolutely.
I mean, give us a DIY reunion. Put the titles on them.
Let's do it.
Give us all that. But then, like, we need Tommaso and versus Gargano. Like it was so epic. It was so epic. The one thing I wish is somehow we could get them versus FTR again.
That would be cool. Yeah. Wishful thinking there, but yeah, that would be awesome.
What else? What'd you see this week, Stacks? You didn't.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna follow up. I can get to that, but I was just gonna ask: do you think they'd start them out as a tag team first, and then break them?
Yeah,
like,
I don't see how you build that feud
Otherwise.
between them on the main, because people who didn't watch NXT back then aren't going to know that they're best friends. That he was in their wedding and like probably is the godfather to their child at this point.
Yep.
Like there's a lot there. So you gotta build that relationship before you break it up, even
before you break it. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I was just curious, but yeah, on to kind of what I've seen this week. Even going back to a little bit of last week, Rey Mysterio, obviously, he's finding his footing. I'm
liking him on SmackDown.
Going solo. I like it. It's a little bit something different.
Even though the brand split doesn't exist anymore. Omos was on both shows this week.
Absolutely. And even and then of course, because with the tag team titles, Damage Control, so Bayley and them were there. I can't get into the tag team titles.
The women's titles?
The women's titles, I can't. I tried.
Why not?
Watch it. You talking about Will's girls there. You talking about Damage Control.
I like them. I know we kind of got into it a little bit last week too, but I don't know. I think it's just the opponents they have for them. I can't,
I can kind of agree with him there, Will. Like, who's the toughest opponents that they've faced at this point? And I would say that was probably Raquel and Shotzi, who you would laugh at because you hate Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Damage Control. How can you have an issue with
it? Will.
Oh my gosh, dude! Both those girls can go. It's not their fault. There's a lack of competition.
No, it's
right
not their
there,
fault.
right there. We've said it for the past year. Now Triple H is trying to fix it. If y'all didn't see it on Raw, Nikki Cross returned.
Yeah, Cross returned. That was sick. That was sick.
So happy for that. And they put her like right up there in the title picture real quick.
Front and center.
Front and center. And she was being so mistreated as Nikki Ash. Like that was bull crap. Bull crap.
Some were calling her Nikki Trash. So
it was great to see her back. I was wondering the other day if we're going to see a possible Sanity reunion. As far as I know, Eric Young is signed through next year. But
past that, you don't know.
Right.
You don't
absolutely.
Really. Let me ask you guys this. When you I'm gonna go back to AEW for a quick second. With the rumors out there of Punk going back to the WWE. Can AEW survive that route, the big three? And I call them the big three because they do draw money. Can they survive that without the Young Bucks, without Omega? Can they survive him going back can they survive him going back to the E and not having those three guys in the fold? Let me go to Stacks.
To not have those three guys in the fold, I think it'll be very difficult. In my honest opinion. But if you're able to get everybody back except for Punk, I think you'd make it through. If Punk ends up going and then everybody else somehow comes back, I think they'll be fine. I think they've worked up enough with that young talent. Obviously, they can still do more, but that young talent is, they're
really
definitely at least trying. They're
And
trying, and I can applaud that. So, so I think if they can at least get everybody back except for Punk, I think they'll be fine. But like I said, if they lose, if they lose all those dudes, it's gonna be a uphill battle.
What you thinking, Josie?
Omega and the Bucks will be back. There is not a doubt in my mind that they will.
I agree with you there,
back.
Josie.
I'm still, and we kind of discussed this last night, I'm still not 100% sure that Punk won't be back. Like, Tony Khan is a smart wrestling fan. He knows that this will make a good storyline in some way, shape, form, or another. And to play into we're buying out his contract. And the guys, got to remember, it was Meltzer who broke this news.
That's my issue.
That's was Meltzer who I don't think the dirt sheets are in anybody's pockets, but Meltzer might as well be in AEW. And that comes from a huge AEW mark. So, I agree. He just, it doesn't, so I'm still not sure. And even if they do, I don't believe Triple H brings back Punk.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I find it hard. Especially, I think Stephanie would have something to say.
Well, and it wasn't even, Punk and Triple H didn't get along.
Yeah, I was going to say they had their own spats, but
they had their own issues.
Yeah, they had their own issues for sure. Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see him.
No.
But on the same note, I said that about Cody. And I was wrong there.
That's true.
There. Yeah.
I thought Cody would retire AEW all the way through the rest of his
especially career, after Sledgehammer and the Throne and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like, at the time there was no way that you thought he was going to go back.
Never.
I agree.
Absolutely. Still though, Stacks, I brought this theory up to Will. Never gotten to bring it up to you. He signed a 4-year deal. He's already almost through a year deal. A year of that deal. Now, he's been injured most of it, and WWE is kind of known for making people finish out their time that they missed because of injury. So that could get pushed. But do you think there's a chance he then goes back to AEW? There was a story that came out early this year, right before he went back and everything, that said he was really excited for a storyline he was about to do because it was going to be something that hadn't been done in a very long time. Exactly what he did is something that hadn't been done in a very long time. And then to go back, win that company's title, go back, and then win AEW's title.
Stranglehold on both. It's not a far-fetched idea.
Nothing's far-fetched in the world of wrestling.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not exactly the same comparison, but look at Goldust. How many times it's not the same level, obviously, but he's teeter-totter back and forth here and there and in his runs. I'm
loving him in AEW, though. This is the way he deserved to go out.
The way he deserved to go out. I agree with you 100% there.
So, well, and then coaching, the coaching he's doing over there for the women's division is amazing. But, I'm loving seeing the natural again mixed with this little bit of Goldust. It's just so great.
Natural.
Yeah,
I want to see him do the bite one more time.
Please, at least once. But no, I think I agree. I think
the stuff he was doing with Booker was awesome.
Oh my God, him and Booker were some of the best things.
That was
early.
That was good.
Early
TV.
Ruthless Aggression era.
Really good TV. Yeah.
Remember that time he took that damage. He had like he was retarded
when he got electrocuted. APA threw him into the Boxes, yes.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
But yeah, to answer your question though, Jody, I think there's a possibility. I mean, obviously he wanted to win one in WWE, for his dad. I think that had it, obviously, as we know, that had a lot to do with it. And so, and for him to go back and be able to say he wanted both, I could see it.
I do want to go to Josie real quick. What's your opinion on Braun Breaker so far?
It's crazy you just brought this up, Will. Me and Stacks were talking because I was just watching NXT before we came on air. And before I say that, real quick, because after this, I would like we should move on to our next segment. But I also want to say the Billy Gunn thing. WWE, you couldn't say AEW one damn time. One damn time.
One time.
One damn time.
But would AEW do it in return, though?
They did it for Impact.
But would AEW do it in return,
I think they would.
I don't think so. I don't think they would.
I really don't.
I disagree.
It's too petty between both of them. It's too much pettiness.
But if WWE did it for Khan would do it back. He would. There'd be no reason for him not to.
They don't talk a lot of trash, though. I ain't gonna see.
But they both have. Both have.
Trash.
They both do.
Man, because that's different because Impact, that's different. That's a different relationship. And I can get them doing it for Impact.
Gauntlet of wrestling.
But I can get them doing it for Impact.
Especially on both brands, I can see them doing it for that. But for Raw with Impact and then AEW with Impact, but between the two of them,
I just don't see AEW doing it.
I don't either.
I just don't.
Not at all.
Let's say, for example,
I disagree. I think if Triple H would have agreed and they'd have done it, but it would. There was also no point. And then there has been times where AEW has lent talent for documentaries, and they've all made an appearance for Undertaker's last thing. Like, he has given WWE talent before. So I think it could have been worked out. I don't think Tony is as petty as y'all think he is.
Nah, he petty.
He's so petty. Listen to that interview with him. And,
he King Petty Jr.
Yeah, he really is.
He King Petty Jr.
But Braun Breaker. You said Braun Breaker and back to NXT. So I was just watching NXT, and I'm going to give it a couple of weeks. But Will, I'm not feeling it. Not like it used to be. It just doesn't have that black and gold vibe.
Let me ask you this. Is it the
100%,
fact,
Josie?
Is it the fact that he comes across a little dry on the mic? Or
I haven't come to Braun yet. But I'm just talking NXT as a whole. Braun wasn't actually on this week. He was off. But NXT as a whole, it's just not as good as the black and gold as I is.
No. But your talent roster is different though.
And oh my God, that's the biggest thing. That's why I agree. I'm sitting right here. This is week 1. I will give it a month. I will watch it every Tuesday for a month, and we will see. Because I did not recognize but like 2 or 3 people on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes a minute because your roster is different.
Mandy Rose, Indy Hartwell, Shotzi Blackheart.
Look, you need 2. You need Wes
from the Rascals.
Yeah,
the one guy from there that's still there.
You need 2 people. You need 2 people. And I'm gonna say this: you need 2 people. You need Gigi. You need Nikita. That's all you need. You don't need nobody else.
Well, Nikita didn't appear tonight either. So
wow, you ain't trying to sell no. You ain't trying to make no money then.
So on your first question, I actually enjoy Braun. I think he's getting. I have not seen a lot of him because I have not watched NXT in 2 years. What I see is clips and things like that. But I did see that after probably as we were airing the Scott Steiner clip last week, in his match promo before Havoc this weekend, he mentioned 33 1/3, dude. Like he made a reference to Steiner match.
% chance of winning.
So I like that. I think he's getting his feel. He's starting to remind me more of his dad. but he needs to get to his uncle's level. His dad was actually, this is how I rate the Steiner brothers. Rick was the great wrestler. Scott was the great talker.
Yeah.
Scott learned how to be a average to good, sometimes great wrestler, but always amazing on the mic. And if you can be good to average to great in the ring all the time and great on the mic, you'll flourish in this business. And then Scott also learned that, like, if I look like a freak, I can milk the fuck out of that. Oh, and there's my first step bomb of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Genetic freak. Hey, real quick,
minutes
Stacks.
in.
Real quick, Stacks. What you think of Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker. Yeah, he's solid. I did find it interesting just watching a little bit of Halloween Havoc, not to pivot off Braun, but the fact that Austin Theory came out and kind of teased a Money in the Bank cash in a little bit on Halloween Havoc this past weekend. Obviously, it didn't go through, but yeah, that could be so that could be interesting. And maybe if they did decide to play into that a little bit, I think that'd be good for Braun.
Well, and you know what I noticed too? They kind of left a little Easter egg on Raw this week of putting it out there that the Money in the Bank could be used for the Intercontinental of the United States title too. And I like the thought of it being more like a call your shot for whatever title you want.
But
well, I think especially in this situation, because you already know. I mean,
Theory is not beating Reigns. It makes more sense for him to go for the NXT title.
Then okay, that's fine. That's a world championship. If it's a world championship, I'm cool. You keep the integrity of what that Money in the Bank shot is. But at the same point, if you're going for the US or the IC title, why? He could do that on his own. He doesn't need a Money in the Bank briefcase for that. The Money in the Bank briefcase only should be for a world championship.
I get that.
Yeah.
I think they ought to start some kind of thing that works just with those two titles. Once a year would be cool to have some kind of, maybe you do a Money in the Bank for those two titles and the person can pick just like they do. I don't know. But you said it, Stacks, and I didn't get to watch it this week. So, what you saw of Halloween Havoc, what'd you think? How was it?
I did. I did see a little bit of it, but mostly just kind of the highlights there of Austin Theory and Braun Breaker. I didn't catch too much of it outside of that, just because I was curious to see how that kind of went out. I kind of saw that on TikTok, so that was kind of what I saw from that. So unfortunately, I don't have anything else to report because I didn't watch all of it. But
I didn't either. I was going to, and
yep. But I did see. But I just thought it was interesting that they brought him in and they tried to do that.
I do like how they're using wrestlers again, and I read a little bit of a after call that Shawn Michaels had today, and he talked about how he wants Halloween Havoc to be basically like their number 2 pay-per-view, right behind Stand and Deliver. Like,
I did see they had a coffin match, so I thought that was kind of cool. It was kind of more Halloween themed than normal.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I saw the one dude it was Apollo Creed.
Yes.
And I love the dude's shirt, but I can't think of his name now. He's from Australia. Can't think of him. But yeah. So NXT as a whole, Braun Breaker, he's probably a future world champion. Like, I mean, he's got it
without question, because that's obviously what they're building for.
That's what they're building up to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am really glad that Triple H sent his ass back down to NXT. He was not
Grayson Waller, Josie.
Grayson Waller
is who Apollo faced. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Yep.
Oh, and I did want to bring this up before we move on to the next segment, because he's made an appearance on SmackDown, on Raw, and NXT this week. R-Truth is the motherfucking man.
He's back, baby. The old R-Truth.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
He did a little tribute to Cena.
Yeah, and he did the long "What's Up" last night on Raw. Like,
yes, he did.
Went for like 5 minutes.
They let him go. Well, it helped. He was in Charlotte, hometown.
Oh yeah,
so
he was in his home.
So he was talking about the mac and cheese and whatnot. So that was fun.
Miz making fun of North Carolina mac and cheese.
Can't do it.
All right, you guys, we're about to head on to a break. When we come back, we'll talk about wrestlers who should be in a Hall of Fame. And we will also be breaking down everyone's favorite wrestler or wrestler of the week per se when we come back.
Let's go.
Wilson, man.
For all things baseball, don't miss the Winter Meetings podcast Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast. And again, Tuesday mornings on West Coast Radio at 11 a.m. Eastern. Wrap up your Monday with some laughs. Make sure to join Will, Seven, Dan the Dick Warner, and Josie as they dive into the hottest topics of the week across sports, including baseball, basketball, and the NFL. You can catch the episode live Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, or Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss the Sports Report Podcast. Put the kids to bed, put on your shades, and crack open a cold one during Sports Report After Dark with Seven and Dan the Dick Warner. You can catch After Dark Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and again Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. We believe that athletes are people too, and Skip Bayless is one of the lizard people. Don't miss Sports Report After Dark.
All right, guys, we are back on Sports Report Fight Night. Oh, man, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great week. Let me go into our next topic. Wrestlers who you saw who stood out this week. I started with Josie last time. I'm going with Stacks this time. What wrestler you saw stood out to you this week?
My turn, right?
Yep, your turn.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm my bad. I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley. She keeps killing it, guys. She keeps killing it.
She body slammed Gallows.
She body slammed. Yep. And so I mean, at some point, WWE needs to do her service and put a title on her at some point. But I understand how they're building the feud with, with the OC and things like that. But, it's that they need to get a woman in there that can handle that.
Bring in a woman. I just don't know who.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering too. Is who's it gonna be? Because they need to do something because she's on fire right now.
Oh my God, killing it.
Would you take let me ask you this, Stacks. Would you take the belt off Bianca for?
Right now, yes. Right now, yes. Just because of where the Judgment Day is getting. I mean, if right now with the show, but between her and Dom and the whole thing, I mean, they're getting over hard with the fans right now.
Oh, I agree they're getting over, but
I mean, why not?
But Bianca's still high. I mean, she's still red hot, and that one come out for Bailey for the title proved that. So
correct.
I don't know if I'll do it yet. Not yet.
I think Bianca's getting to that level where she don't need the title.
I think she is too.
I agree, Josie.
I think she is too, but I would wait maybe after Q1 of next year, January, February sometime, is why I would take the belt off her.
Take it off at Rumble? I mean, that's only 2 pay-per-views away at this point.
Yeah. I would take it off at Rumble. And then make it still seem like she's strong. Because you can always move over.
Oh yeah,
you can always move over to SmackDown to continue over there if you.
I mean,
see
her
the
and
need.
Rousey be a great feud.
Mhm.
Her and Rousey be a great feud, and I hate Ronda Rousey.
You hate Ronda Rousey, but you gotta give her that.
Rousey.
So that's a great one, Stacks. Like, you're right. Ripley is killing it, and I could see. Honestly, I think Ripley needs to take over as the leader. I think.
Don't you think they're already kind of leaning that way, though, Josie? I mean, I feel like
it was
I feel like
the way Cole kind of said it, like everything. I was like, huh, okay, yes. Like, make her the leader and make the boys her little minions. Who do everything that Mama says.
Absolutely, yes.
I like that. So yeah, Rhea is great. I'm probably gonna do two because I'm trying to think of if anybody is really standing out to me in AEW right now. But my one for sure is the visionary, the revolutionary, the one and only Seth freaking Rollins. Like, he is
finally getting his just due. The
thing is, you could say he was the first one out of the Shield to really go straight up, quick. When he got the chair shot heard around the world, and Triple H put his arm around him. From that time on, Rollins has been on the main event scene.
Didn't you feel like back then? I didn't mean to cut you off. Didn't you feel like it was Randy Orton-esque? Kind of how they built up Seth Rollins, with the whole, because he kind of got in there with Triple H a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't the same as Evolution.
It definitely had that
kind of had that feel. Yeah, it had
definitely
that
had
vibe.
that vibe.
Absolutely.
But this, and Seth had so many reincarnations that have been amazing. Shield Seth, the Architect, was great. And then the Architect 2.0 after Shield was amazing when you found out that Seth could do solo heel and be one of the greatest heels in the business. And then babyface Seth after that, the Beast Slayer, amazing.
He's killed it all. Yeah.
And then the Messiah, Monday Night Messiah, which is the evolution into Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes.
That was probably my favorite.
The Monday Night Messiah.
Yeah. Monday Night Messiah. Yeah, that was good.
I think the thing about the gimmick now to me is that it is so outlandish. It is so just crazy. He's out there in violet and red and just the craziest color in the world. Whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
And he's coming out there and he's directing as he's
got a band behind him. Everybody, his choir.
One thing you have to say,
he was on commentary last night. I'm sorry, Will. I just wanted to say this real quick. He was on commentary last night, commentating on Theory and who was Theory fighting last night? Stacks. Who was it? It was
Theory and Mustafa.
Mustafa, who killing it, by the way. Also, is probably going to be on the list in the next couple of weeks if he keeps killing it like he is.
Yeah, they're obviously building that up for Crown Jewel, as I've heard. I heard they're trying to get Mustafa and Rollins at Crown Jewel. So, that's just what I heard. So, who knows? I don't know.
It might be all right there.
He's at ringside. He's commentating, and just out of nowhere, and the match wasn't bad because again, Mustafa's killing it. Theory's killing it. It was a good match. Good, solid B+ match. But they're over there just, and he's not even doing anything at this moment.
Nope.
But the whole crowd, and he plays it up so well. He's like, listen to him singing my song.
I will say this, and it's been said before, but in this case with Rollins, you have to give it to him. The thing a person has to do in any role, being a heel or face, is embrace it. And he's embraced everything he's done.
Every single role.
Also, every single time. And made everything gold. And also, that's shout out to Rollins.
Give credit to the fact, Will, you said it, everything gold. for the last 500 plus days. He's done it without gold. No, 900 plus days.
He's done it without titles.
Without gold.
Yep, without titles.
Been the number 2 guy on the program, other than the Roman.
He's killing it
the entire time.
He's killing it, man. He's right there with Roman.
He is easily top 5 in wrestling for the last 10 years, and just getting better with age, like a fine wine. Just getting better with age.
Man, split those titles up. Give it to him on Raw. At some point.
The title.
At some point.
I'm so like.
At some point.
You need to split that. I heard rumor when Triple H took over, like they were trying to find a way to split them up, because supposedly Fox and USA doesn't like not having 2 separate titles.
Well, not only that, when you can basically say Fox has ownership over Roman at this point. Like, how many times is he on Raw? I mean, let's be honest.
He's on Raw. He's been on Raw once a month.
Yep.
If that. Right. And so they need to split the titles up. Honestly, I'm ready for the titles to come off of Roman. And as much as I didn't think it was going to happen, it doesn't look like The Rock is filming a movie right now, fellas. So maybe
we said it last week too.
We talked about it last week.
We talked about it last week.
Maybe we are going to see Rock versus Roman.
We're going to see it.
I mean, The Rock.
Mark it down. Put it in Vegas, fellas. Put some money down on it.
Final match for him. An amazing final match for him. That would be a great retirement match for him. Head of the table versus head of the table. Who's the number 1? But a title does not need to be there. And The Rock kind of hinted at like the title being involved, but no. Rock doesn't have the time to do another story as a champion. He got that shot already. Like that doesn't need to be done. But
it's a wrap. Let's wash our hands with it.
I would love to see the feud between the two, though. But the titles need to be split up. I'm tired of not having the 2 champions that we're supposed to have.
Josie,
but it also goes.
Josie, Roman just sent me a message. And he told me to tell you that you have to acknowledge him.
I don't acknowledge the tribal chief. I don't acknowledge him. No.
Acknowledge me.
So the thing is Roman is amazing. And the thing is I love how much he's killed it as a heel. Because everybody for years thought he was the new Cena. He did it, and he has killed it. And I love the fact that he's set a record that will probably never be beat at this point. He will probably be, depending on when it ends, be top 4 or 5 in the record books as longest title reigns for the WWE.
Facts.
For the rest of
100%.
For the rest of the time.
100%.
That's because they're all fucking amazing.
Yep.
F-bomb number 2.
F-bomb number 2.
All right, you guys. We have a little 17 minutes remaining, ain't counting, in this hour-long show. So let's go on ahead and get to our main topic for this evening. Wrestlers who should be in I'm not going to say D because we really don't have a D, but I'm going to say wrestlers who should be in a Hall of Fame. And the main person I want to bring up tonight is Diamond Dallas Page. We don't have enough of Josie talking. Let me go to Stacks real quick.
Steal mine. Steals mine. First, I want to say we're going to say the fictional Fight Night Hall of Fame.
The fictional Fight Night Hall of Fame. There we go.
I want to say, like, this Hall of Fame is like if it's Cooperstown or if it's Canton. Like
if it's a real world Hall of Fame, yes.
Hall of Fame, not WWE's who puts in whoever politics correctly.
It's just a show. We all know what that is, y'all.
Go in right now.
It's just a show.
Person they want to put on the video game.
I'm gonna bring this. I'm bringing some more people, Josie. So you should be good. But Stacks, DDP, what do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I was a little young during his run a little bit, but obviously some of those, in the later years he wasn't obviously at his prime, but just based off the highlights, it's a definite first ballot for me. Just kind of overall with what he brought to every place he was at, and the charisma that he brought with it. 100% should be There's no nego. Yep.
Bang!
Yes, sir.
So
all right, I'm gonna go to Josie. And Josie, the name I'm gonna bring up for you. Josie about to be pissed off with me. I'm about to test my level of friendship with Josie right now. Here we go. X-Pac, Sean Waltman.
we just talked about this. Fuck you. Not by himself. No, not by himself. He's got what he got. He's in with the NWO and he's in with DX. He got 2 rings. That's more than that man deserves as far as the Hall of Fame goes.
Like that.
That's fair, Josie. That's fair.
It really is. It really is.
It's the thing. Yep. Me and Will just had this conversation last night, and then I want to go back and I want to say a couple of things about DDP as well, because that was my big one. But X-Pac is the only thing he is known for is being in NWO and being in DX and fucking China.
No, 3 times. Now, to his credit, he did some work in WCW, and he was also a tag team champion with Kane.
But it wasn't a memorable run. It wasn't anything shocking. X-Pac is not Hall of Fame. Like I said, he deserves to get in with
he's lucky to be where he is.
He deserves to get in with NWO, 100%. But that is all he gets. And it's also like we said the other day, well, we were talking about it. If you look at DX, everybody else at least deserves to be in his tag teams. Triple H, definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. No discussion in that matter. Shawn Michaels, yes.
100%. Yep.
Where I don't know if they have solo careers, but Billy Gunn and Road Dogg definitely deserve to get in just on their tag team. That's not any affiliation with DX.
Right.
Just as the
tag
Road
team,
Warriors. So X-Pac does not have that. There's nothing that I think about when I think about X-Pac other than the fact that he was in these 2 factions. That's it.
His match with Brett and Razor are about the only 2 other things I can think of.
So DDP, though, it is a crying freaking shame that this man is not in a Hall of Fame. Even in WWE's. Like, he deserves so bad to be in a Hall of Fame. You realize, Stacks, I don't know, like you said, you don't know a lot about his career because you were younger, but he was 35 when he started wrestling, 40 when he caught his big break with WCW, and that's why he discovered DDP Yoga. And you even go past his wrestling career, the fact that he was 5-time champion with WCW, all of that, like, go past all that and the lives that he's changed, both normal people lives and the lives that he saved in wrestling. Jake the Snake Roberts, Buff Bagwell, rest in peace, but Scott Hall. Scott would have been dead a lot sooner had it not been for DDP.
Yep.
And the lives that he saved with DDP Yoga and all of that is amazing. And just for that sheer fact, as Stacks said, I like how Stacks did that. I say first ballot Hall of Fame for DDP. Heck no on X-Pac. Who's next, Will?
Don't do X-Pac like that, man. You know you love X-Pac. Don't even lie. You know you love X-Pac. Don't even lie. All right, let's go ahead and move on to another name real quick. Next name I'm going to bring up, and Stacks, I'm gonna go to you. He ain't done quite yet, but he's on it. He's on his way to being done. Josie's gonna be mad at me again that I bring this man up, but I will do it anyway. Bill Goldberg.
Ooh, actually,
that's. Do you think he deserved to be in a Hall of Fame?
Stacks to you.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg. Yeah, I do. Again, that was one of those other ones. As a kid, I primarily watched WWE. But again, I did see his highlights when, when he was in the other companies as well. But yeah, no, I don't know. For me, he was kind of like and maybe my view's a little skewed just because I saw him, because he was older at the time, and so maybe I'm a little skewed as to the overall arc of the career. But I didn't love him. I didn't love him at all. I mean, congratulations, you can spear people.
Stacks, you're looking at two people who have the exact same opinion of him. Will trying to up here and trick you. We love Bill Goldberg the person. He is a great man, good man.
Mm-hmm.
Does a lot of good things for people and things.
Mm-hmm.
He is a mediocre wrestler at best.
Yeah, no.
For what he did during the Attitude Era and WCW and all of that, and who he is as a person, I could argue first ballot for him. There's an argument there, Will. You can't say that there's not. Putting his wrestling career and his just being a good person together makes an argument for first ballot.
Just to be fair, isn't he already in?
He is in with WWE. I think he is in.
Yeah,
I think he's in. He might be in already. He might be in already when he did it.
2018, I believe. Yes. I believe it was 2018. But yeah, either way. But yeah.
But
for the purposes of this,
I've got one for you.
Okay.
And he's still active. And I've actually got a couple. These are still active wrestlers, but where they're at now, first ballot or no, Randy Orton.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%. Yeah.
No argument against, right?
100%.
Yeah, no argument against.
Anybody wants to argue against that is just not smart.
No argument against at all.
The man is God.
Yeah, man, you want to talk about Seth Rollins a little bit too, just being able to take what he's been given and recreate himself on multiple occasions. Yeah.
And the thing about Randy is really he has he's changed himself and he's made himself different. And God, the stuff he was doing with Riddle earlier this year with RK Bro
that was awesome.
That was fantastic.
So great. Just great seeing a totally.
By the way, I mean, isn't it obvious when he comes back? That's leading to a feud, right?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to happen in SummerSlam. Had Orton not got hurt.
Yeah, 100%.
It's time for Orton. Orton needs to go heel. He needs one more good heel run before he hangs up, and I think it's coming. I do think it's coming.
Let me ask this in general: Batista getting in?
Batista's in.
He should.
No, I'm talking about in this.
In this?
I think he should.
I'd be one against. I'd be fighting that. I'm not a fan. Okay. My issue with Batista is when, as a kid, do you remember him as a kid? Always wearing the fly suits, even after Evolution. Always wearing the fly suit, and then he was always driving one of the Mercedes hardtop convertibles when they first came out, and he was always so cool to me. I thought he was so badass, and then he turned into a little bitch and whined on live TV and complained and took his ball and went home and tried to become an actor and couldn't get successful enough to quite do it on his own, so he needed that WWE.
Not unless we're talking Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't know if anybody's seen that, but that's about what you can. That's what he can stake his claim to.
But I mean, he's gotten a little bit. He's gotten bigger since then, and
he has.
The Guardians of the Galaxy opened the door. WWE kicked it open.
It did.
Let me ask a couple of questions on non-wrestlers. I'm gonna go to a referee, Eric Hebner. You putting him in?
WWE will never put him in because of his
WWE will never put him in. But I say yes.
Yes.
I say why not?
Yeah, I mean, he's in it. Why not? He's in Impact. And honestly, now that he's passed now to Brian, or is Brian his brother or is Brian his kid?
I think Brian was his brother. Had passed.
I think it's the brother. Yeah.
He deserves to be in a Hall of Fame too. And also Hebner Jr. Definite. wrestler that deserves to be for his contribution to WWE and Impact. And I think he's with NWA now.
Manager wise, you putting Jim Cornette in?
Fuck no, not my eyes.
No.
Jim Cornette gets no Hall of Fames in my eyes. Go away.
Why are we not putting Jim Cornette in? That
You
man,
know why?
That man
has tarnished the legacy that he could have had with the Rock and Roll Express and gone down as probably one of the best managers of all time. And then he had to come out with a podcast. And don't get me wrong, Conrad Thompson too can get
Vince Russo.
Yeah, he's another one that right there. Eric Bischoff is another one. Like Bischoff, I loved Eric Bischoff and as a GM. I can't stand him now. What also pisses me off about Bischoff is he takes that AEW check anytime they're willing to offer it, but then he go and talk shit.
We putting Dean Malenko in, Josie?
Yeah, definitely. If not for his career, for his contribution and what he's done in growing new wrestlers, Dean definitely. His work in NXT, his work in AEW, like, I agree. I mean, he's in, JR's in, but JR deserves to be inducted into AEW for what he's done for AEW. And I mean, JR has touched wrestling for 40 years. So.
Demolition? I say no.
I would say no. I'd be more inclined to put Iceberg and Glacier in.
Damn. You done went the Iceberg Glacier route. Damn.
I loved them. They were so good, and they could have been such a great tag team.
Yeah. They were just a ripoff of the Road Warriors.
I got a couple here, guys.
Go ahead.
What about hardcore Holly?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Crash 2 even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Crash
just
as well.
For what he did with the hardcore division and the hardcore belt during the Attitude Era deserves to be in. Holly deserves to be in for his career, one, and then two, going back to Dean Malenko for what he's done past that in teaching wrestlers. Like he's still.
Oh, and I think Crash just from the standpoint of what he did with that belt that was supposed to be a joke. So
that's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Crash goes right there with R-Truth and what he did.
Absolutely.
24. I mean, R-Truth's entire career gets him in the Hall of Fame. No question that.
Right. Yeah.
But
right. And then here's kind of a fun one. What about Too Cool? That's just kind of a fun one.
See, man.
That's just
you're saying as a group.
As a group.
The three or the two?
The two.
Because I mean, Kishi's in.
Kishi's in. But what about? I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a fun one, because as a kid,
if you do it because of Lawler's son, I got you.
I say yes, and this is why. Well, I understand why you wouldn't say yes. You weren't a kid watching Ruthless Aggression and watching these three guys that just seem so cool because, I mean, they're wearing the cool clothes. They've got the cool music. Scotty's doing the worm. And then when they win, like, the music drops.
And the shades. Oh, man.
When they put the shades on Quiche, on Big Quiche, like, it just, like, and I'm probably not a valid vote for this because
if we talking about Too Cool, you might gonna put the Nation of Domination in while you bullshitting.
I don't disagree with that either.
I agree. I think they should. I agree.
They should be in
there. That was on my
there.
list too. I didn't get to bring them up, but
yeah, they should be in there. I mean, shoot, man, they did Ron wrong though. I ain't gonna say in front. They did Ron Simmons wrong. A, the gimmick before you had the Nation was stupid. B, they could. If anybody was worthy of beating Taker in that world title match that he had, it would have been him.
Ron
so even if you would just just had him off a week, even if you just put him on, or the next night on Raw, he lost it. I would have been cool with that. Because if anybody would have deserved that match, that win, it would have been Ron Simmons. But again, they did him wrong, and then they did him wrong when they kicked him out the Nation. But all those guys, Dwayne Johnson, he's the Rock, he's on his way. Ron Simmons is already in.
Everybody in that are Hall
You got
of Fame
D'Lo. You got D'Lo in there just for his
or another.
You got D'Lo in there just for his contributions to the business.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to Too Cool really quick, like I would say you have to let mid carders in. Like there are just some mid carders.
Oh yeah.
And as far as strong mid carders, Too Cool, Scotty Too Hottie, Grandmaster Sex 8 were so over. They deserve to be first ballot. Like
Hey boy JR said, Grandmaster Sex
for the same reason, like for the same reason Big Keish is in for his contribution on the mid card level.
Yep.
Those two deserve to be in.
I did it for the Rock.
So
one more, Christian.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
He deserves to be in the Impact one as well as WWE, and for the work so far he's done with
AEW. Put him.
Let me ask you this: he's still wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But the wrestler formerly known as Magnus down in NWA, would you put him in?
He doesn't deserve WWE, but in a wrestling one.
Just wrestling.
Yes. I mean, you got to contribute as far as a wrestling wise, a wrestler, you have to contribute Magnus with the saving of NWA. He made that company relevant that was not relevant, hadn't been relevant in years. Since early TNA days. Had the titles really been relevant or recognized, they were basically only just doing indie shows. And Aldis, Billy Corgan came in, put the title on Aldis, and Aldis went on a hell of a run. And he made the 10 pounds of gold back to being a relevant title. And look at what NWA is right now. They may not be on great terms with all this at the moment, but he deserves his recognition for what he did for NWA. And yes, he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for what he did for NWA because he saved one of the most iconic wrestling promotions in the world.
No doubt.
I got one, another one though. Chris Jericho.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Is there any debate?
That's another one. You can put him in how many?
Every single company he's been in. WWE, even for his short tenure in New Japan, but the matches he had in New Japan, AEW, easy slam dunk. He's never even been in Impact, and he could be in Impact.
He can be in Impact right now. But they say you're welcome. Like, just call him up.
We putting in some mojo.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an Impact. I mean,
Impact for sure.
You got to look at it as what they did for. I mean, what Joe did for Impact.
Right.
Like you look at it like that. I mean, Styles is getting in WWE's.
Oh, hell, and Impacts for that matter.
And Impacts. Like if he ever gets to a point where he can go in Impacts, he will go in Impacts.
He will be in there.
That's a guy who could easily go in AEW's and never been in AEW because he's had a lot of contribution over there. And Kazarian, I believe, deserves to be in Impact's Hall of Fame. Daniels for sure deserves to be in Impact's Hall of Fame. And I'm just trying to stick with originals here.
You think you putting Jay Lethal in?
Yes. Just for Black Machismo.
Gotta put Jay Lethal in. Gotta put Jay Lethal in. Got to.
Black Machismo was so amazing. So
when he does Ric Flair.
Oh, that was great too. That's also awesome. Sabin and
gotta put Sabin
Shelley. Sabin and Shelley. Both of them.
Yeah.
And I mean,
yes, that was on my list. Thank you for bringing that up. That was going to be
ECW as a wrestler. ECW as a wrestler. WWE, Impact, AEW, all as commentator. Because the man has saved Impact's or AEW's commentating booth. Like he's so good out there. He is good. He's so good. And I loved him in Impact. I always thought he was the best thing because I couldn't stand Don Callis. Don Callis, I always
He
felt
did
like he
suck.
was yelling at me.
He sucked.
Yeah,
man.
he was not very good.
How the hell you
Yes.
How the hell you gonna be a commentator and all you do is yell? I will give Taz props though. I don't care what people say. Taz had the best WWE open I ever seen. Oh my goodness.
That was great.
I loved it.
That was
I loved
great.
it. Yep. That drop, you knew it was time, man. And then he walked out there with that attitude, ready to kick your butt. Heck yeah.
With the towel.
With the towel?
Yep.
Yeah, the towel. Yeah,
Yep.
that was
minimal.
and the shades.
I've
the shades.
heard,
The shades going on.
That's right. To go to commentary. Amen, KW.
He got the towel from Ali because that's how Ali came out. And as minimal as possible. Like just towel over the hedge. Ready to go.
That was amazing.
What was it? What was tape on the fingers? I'm pretty sure.
Yep,
Tape on the fingers. Had the fingers taped.
And
up.
I mean, I'm telling you, the way they're building him, Hook could be bigger than Taz because Taz got hurt, didn't get to have the career that he deserved.
Yeah, he did.
I love Hook. I love the evolution that he's done to the Red Rum.
I like what they're doing.
I love how they built him. He's undefeated right now. He took a title that was kind of a joke title, and don't get me wrong, I loved it on Ricky Stocks, my boy, Ricky Stocks. Shut up, Will. No one wants to hear you speak. You don't have anything good to say. Don't say anything at all.
Ricky Stocks.
Oh
man.
But Hook has taken that title and made it almost relevant to a point that Tony could make it a legitimate title and make it something defended, and people wouldn't scoff at it as much as they would as when it was on Starks. I see him eventually being the TNT title TNT champion. So Hook is amazing, just like his dad. Like this. He's got to figure out. I like what they're doing right now, where he doesn't talk.
Yeah,
but at some point he's got to
figure that out. Yeah, at some point you're gonna have to figure that out. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up another name.
But the cold-hearted, handsome devil. Plus, he's good-looking as fuck.
I'm gonna put in another name. He's still wrestling right now. He's current, so I'm preliminary, I guess. Would you guys put Bobby Lashley in?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. I think to put him in, I'd have to go more off of his Impact work. He was so badass as walking.
He was badass in Impact. I like him better in Impact. I like him better in Impact than I do now.
I mean, kind of what they're building. I've liked this Bobby Lashley for the last year. The U.S. title, Bobby, was good.
Yeah.
But Walking Armageddon was just
amazing.
He's the only man to hold every Impact title other than the women's title all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm. That was amazing.
He pulled a Big Show because the Big Show had every title except for the IC belt.
So
that was another name I was going to bring up. Big Show.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to put Big Show in.
Yeah, you got to put Big Show. I agree.
What he did with WWE, also his contribution to the business. I really hope. I think we are in AEW too going to see a wrestling Captain Insano. Like I think he is going to make an appearance. They've copyrighted all of it. I've listened to podcasts where he said like they have ideas to make it happen, and so I think we're going to see Captain Insano from Waterboy at some point in AEW, and he just returned to the commentating desk. So.
All right, everybody. Real quick before we get out of here for tonight on Sports Report Fight Night. I gotta put this name up here.
Yes.
Let me tell you why I put Mark Henry in. I'll put Mark Henry in for one reason. I mean, he's got several others, but the main reason why I put him in, I mean, he cut the best promo, one of the best promos of all time. But the other reason why I put him in, Hall of Fame Mark Henry. Feud he had with Randy Orton. Was amazing.
And you also got to throw in the Cena fake retirement.
That's what I'm saying. The greatest promo. Yeah.
The retirement promo with Cena when he came out in that salmon-colored suit.
I still got
absolute gold. Absolute
gold. And like I will remember watching that, crying. Boy from Texas or person from Texas here. Like I know where Silsby is. Like Mark Henry is all that they got. Believe me.
Still got it, fool.
And
They
he's
did him
crying,
dirty too, by the
and
way.
Cena comes out, and then when he Hall of Pained him, I was like, oh.
They did him wrong too. You know, the reason why they did him wrong is because they wanted to elevate Daniel Bryan. But to me, again, all he needed was a day. If you would have took that title off Cena, put it on Henry, you could have went to Raw, put it back on Cena. That's all Henry needed to solidify himself. Because that was the only belt he hadn't really held. And it's like, if you would have done that, you would have gave him ultimate respect. And then you could have put the whole thing with Daniel Bryan the next week.
This one, not fair, too young.
Yeah,
his career is too young. I mean, yes, he's definitely headed on that trajectory, but the man hasn't even held a world title yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to see a little bit more.
Yeah, like he's definitely on that trajectory of being not just a Hall of Famer, being one of the greatest to do it, maybe since Ric Flair. Like,
you put Serena, as far as a woman goes, you put Serena Deeb in right now.
Oh yeah, Deeb is definitely like Deeb needs a world title.
She does.
Women's world title.
She does. That's the only thing that holds it. But if there was anything that she done in the world of professional wrestling, you can put her in now. All right, you guys. That's gonna do it for us. We went 11 minutes over, which is all good. We're having fun talking pro wrestling. Anybody got anything they want to get out there before we leave out for this week?
Make sure you catch the hardwood tomorrow night. Tomorrow night with Stacks and Dan the Dick Warner.
Yeah.
And you never know what's gonna happen because you're gonna have 7 in the background producing. Oh, what the hell am I thinking?
It'll be
That's why look, you kind of strange last night when you did that.
You got me on another show at 10 o'clock.
I got you on another show.
I'm kind of busy.
It'll be great. We're gonna talk the latest, the latest and greatest in the NBA right now. I'm hot on the Pelicans, so whoever
oh my god, I think this is the first person I've ever met.
Taps in might hear that a few times. So.
And I want to say one more thing before we roll out. I want to say a quick shout out. Quick shout out to Dana Brooks for standing up for yourself. Seth Rollins said that derogatory BS, and shout out to you standing up for yourself, Dana Brooks.
She did, because did you see when he said it, Stacks? Did you see what he said on commentary about her? Like, and how like
I was trying to remember.
I think he related Mustafa to her in some way.
Mustafa, yeah, that's right.
Something. That's right. Get back to the line. Like, go for Dana Brooks' title.
Yeah.
Go for Dana Brooks' title. That's what it was.
Yep.
And it was the moment he said it, I was like, I don't think that's gonna fly.
No.
And shout out to Dana Brooks for standing up for herself. Yeah. So I gotta give her props on that.
Good. Go Dana. Go Dana.
Yeah.
There's a woman that she's probably past that time. But there was a time she should have left WWE. If AEW come around a little sooner, she could have been a number 1. Dana Brooke,
I agree.
Is really good in the ring. Really good.
She is underrated for sure.
All right, guys. Don't forget, as we stated earlier, tomorrow night, catch the hardwood with Dan the Dick Warner. I mean, there's enough deep jokes to go along with that, but it is what it is. And from Go ahead.
Well, make sure you check out After Dark on Thursday. Make sure you check out Friday. Me, Dan, and you never know who's going to pop in. Me and Dan are going to be watching Game 1. Mm-hmm. The Astros and Phillies World Series. So make sure you check that out. And then Saturday, we'll all be coming together to watch the Astros Game 2 of the World Series. And we'll be having some giveaways. So make sure you check us out this week. Those are only going to be on Twitch. So make sure you subscribe to Twitch.
Got some giveaways too.
Yeah. Devin going to be giving away some soap and some beard oil. Might be an Olive Garden gift card or 2.
There we go.
Trying to work out some things. So
there we go. I got a secret identity. I might pop up in there. I got a secret identity.
Well, all Sports Report employees, family members,
I got a secret identity, doggone
secret identities or
listen. I got a secret. I ain't never told nobody including you. I ain't never told about nobody my secret identity.
Man, I thought I was your best friend. You fired.
All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for me. KW, thank you for being in the chat. Do appreciate you. Stacks, thank you for being here. Josie, thank you for being here as well.
Stacks, welcome to Fight Night, man.
Hey, Josie, I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna start watching. I'll do the same thing with you that you're gonna do with
NXT.
NXT
Deal.
For sure.
Deal.
Yeah.
So
we'll start
on Tuesdays,
that.
You know what?
On Tuesdays,
if you want. I don't know if you got a TV in that room you're in, but if you can pull it
not
up
in
there,
this one.
If you can figure out a way, we can watch it and talk about because I don't know. But like I said, it goes to the fact that I don't recognize not a single freaking person.
It'll be fun. We'll learn together. So
there you go. That roster has changed greatly. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for us here on the Sports Report Fight Night. We'll see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'm William H.D. Morgan. We'll see you next week.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran, should've known, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never.